What's going on? You already know what it is. You already know who it is. Alfie, founder, masterthemixing.com. Back with you today with another great tutorial. Today's going to be a quick one. Just a method, a technique to mix your 808s and your kicks together. So, you know me, let me just dive right in. Not trying to waste too much time, not trying to talk too much. But just a quick little excerpt. I just want to say, what a brilliant craft we share. Like, to be a producer is just such an amazing thing. Like, honestly, like, I feel like it's easy to lose track of that sometimes, but honestly, like, we create music from scratch. Like, we're able to manipulate people's emotions with music, with things that we make from absolutely nothing, from one sound, from 10 random sounds we can bring together to make production. Like, it's just amazing. So always keep that in mind. But anyway, all that soapy stuff to the side, let's get right in. Alright, so one technique that I like to use when mixing an 808 and a kick, and again, I'm just going to quickly play this 4-bar loop. I promise I'll change it next time. I know you lot are getting tired of this loop by now, but I feel like the fundamentals, you don't need a whole beat to show the concept of whatever I'm trying to show. Anyway, alright, so what I like to do is I actually like to split the 808 up into two. An 808 high and 808 low, and then I like to do all my distortion and all of the all of the extra stuff on the high one, and then keep the low one just kind of natural, and then keep that a bit lower so it takes up less headroom and blah blah blah. So the very first thing I'm gonna do is channel EQ on kick and 808. Because right now, I'm trying to find, I'm trying to find where exactly the main frequencies of the kick lie, so that I can take it out of the 808. So I say that's about 54 and 108, I'd say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some narrow Q bands and just drop it about 4 dB or so in those places. I believe let's test my memory, it was 54, and it was 108, and if it wasn't, I don't care. Now it's 108, so yeah, I have to manage. These were the frequencies, the main frequencies of the kick. So what I've done is literally, because the kick and the 808 share a lot of the same low frequencies, why double them up and make it muddy? You know, I like the kick to be punchy, so that's why I take the frequencies out of the 808 so that the kick can come in when it comes in, have its frequencies, and then, you know, the 808 can go back to doing its thing. So it's gonna be a very slight difference to just hear on the ear normally, but trust me, overall in the production it makes a big difference. So this is just the first little part of the technique. Yeah, like I said, it's kind of hard to tell, but it does make the difference. So that's the first part. Now what we're gonna do is we're actually going to take away, give that a narrow Q, we're going to take away the high frequencies from this 808 first. So right, I say about from between 130 to 150 hertz is all right. Then what I'm going to do is just real quick, I'm going to call this 808 low, duplicate it. Now this technique is great for getting your 808s to really stand out on desktop speakers, laptop speakers, earphones, just playback devices that struggle to play bass back, as well as studio monitors or studio headphones. 808 high. You know I'm always coming to you guys with the juicy info. Come on, man. Got you lot, man. I got you lot, man. Just double that down. And then what you do on the 808 high one is just create a high pass filter and bring it to the same frequency. So it was 140, I believe. Yeah. And you can take that away. So now you've got the high ends of the frequencies. Now, just for experiment's sake, I'll play each of them separately, just so you can kind of hear what it sounds like, and then together. Look at that lovely sub bass. I'm a liar. I said I'm just gonna do processing effects on the high, but you can do it on the low as well, depending on the effect that you're going for. If you want that low rumble, if you're thinking about in the car speaker, if you want it to really burst them speakers in the club, you want it to burst the speakers, and I will do some processing to the low end as well. But most of the time, if the goal is just to get the 808 just to play out on a desktop or laptop speakers or earphones, then you only need to really worry about this high one here. So let's hear what this sounds like. Yeah, and then together. Right. So that's nice. And then the whole thing. So with this one, I actually kind of want some rumble. So I'm actually gonna, well, first of all, I'm gonna turn them both up a bit. About 2 dB. Then I'm going to turn the high up about a further 2 dB to really get it standing out on them laptop speakers. And I'm going to begin processing effects on the low one. So I'm going to go to my favorite plugin, you know. Yeah, man, this thing is serious. This thing is serious. If you don't have the Soundtoys Decapitator, you can literally just use the distortion plugin. What I'll actually do is do a version of what I'm doing on the Decapitator with a stock plugin from Logic as well, so you can kind of get a grasp for what it is I'm actually doing. If it doesn't want to take all day, yes. I'm so impatient, don't even get like, whenever I see this little beach ball thing, I get so angry inside. I just don't have the time. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the type to edit videos. Like I'm an all natural guy. How it gets recorded. Oh, it's here. Enough talk. Lovely. Alright. So I'm gonna just adjust this. So can you hear how it's beefing it up when I compare the two? So this is with it on. No, well, this is with it off. And on. So I really like that rumble. And again, all I've done really here is added some drive to the low end, the low 808, just to get it to kind of stand out a bit more, be a bit more aggressive and growly. So if I was to do the same thing on a stock plugin, what I'll do is I'll just grab a distortion, or maybe even an overdrive actually. Now the tone basically controls which frequencies that you're trying to kind of boost in the low ends, like how low of the low ends are you trying to boost. So obviously the higher I increase the tone is the more distortions getting spread throughout the whole 808. So as a rule of thumb, like you've seen where you've taken off, I mean there's not really much point in overdriving all of this part that you've already cut out with the low pass filter. So it's these frequencies that you'd want to apply the effects to. I'm gonna apply around the 100 to 140 range, which is where we started to cut off. So let's just call it 120. And then as another good rule of thumb, what you're gonna want to do is adjust the output as to the opposite of the drive, so that you're hearing, when you turn off the plugin, you're actually hearing the effect of the plugin and not it just being louder. So I'm gonna start with maybe like 8 dB drive and 6 dB output, and this is what was being done automatically in Decapitator. So those are just the little things that make Decapitator a bit better, like it will do the voluming automatically and blah blah blah. So let's just hear what this sounds like now. See how it just adds a little bit more grumble, a little bit more growl. Again, I really like that effect for car speakers, for in the club. So you're really gonna hear that bass really take its toll. So that's enough processing on the low. Now for the high, the main point of mixing the high and the low separately is that you can increase the volume of the high 808 a lot more without it taking up as much headroom, without all of that low bass, because you know the low energy takes up more headroom, and you can add more distortion to you can hear more audible distortion in the high 808, sorry, excuse me. So let's do the same thing we did and then just adjust the volume. If you just want to hear what this decapitator is doing to it. Yeah, it's making it growl. All of those high frequencies in the 808 are really going to be bursting through the laptop speakers and the earphones. And then we can just adjust the volume to our liking. Alright, so I quite like that. And when it comes to the mastering phase, you're going to be able to get the beat or the whole song or whatever a lot louder than you would if you did all of the processing on just the low and you tried to boost the whole 808 itself all the way up. That's going to take headroom. It's going to start to clip a lot sooner than it will with the 808 split up into high and processed separately. So this has been the tutorial today. There's more things that you can do to mix, you know, the kick and 808 together, like side chaining and stuff like that, but I'm not going to go into that. It's already a 12-minute video. I like to keep the videos just short and consumable. Check the description of the video after this. There's going to be a link to a course called Beat Mixing Secrets. It's a phenomenal course. I say this every video. I mean, honestly, guys, like I wouldn't be saying it for no reason. It is a great course. All of this little stuff that I teach you just here and there in bits and bobs, everything is compressed together into a step-by-step course. Really breaks down everything you need to know about mixing your beats to improve them, to take them to the next level, you know, to get more beat sales, just all of that great stuff. So check that out when you have some time. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you'd like me to talk about next and I'll get it done. Cheers. It's Alfie, founder, masterthemixing.com. Take care.